Hey guys, it's DarudeLeafStorm here, and I'm here with my quarterfinals JJDL Teambuilder. And yeah, you know, we've made quarters in JJDL. It's a huge thing. We made playoffs. We had a really good season, only picking up 2 losses, I think, throughout the season. But yeah, so round 1, we are taking on a team we actually did not take on in the regular season, which I love. I hate rematches with a passion. So yeah, we are taking on the Boston Red Sky and their coach, BrotherYubby. Make sure to go and check him out, first of all. Really nice guy. We've been chatting, obviously, throughout the scheduling. And yeah, really solid guy. So super friendly. So yeah, very much looking forward to this one. And yeah, this is the part where I run through my team with you guys. If you don't know the team by now, then what are you doing? Go back and check some episodes. You see my team on your left. We see Yubby's team on the right. Yubby's team consists of KYUREM Black. Now this is KYUREM Black with no Dragon Dance. That's the only ban on it. So it can still run Loaded Dice, Scale Shot, and obviously Icicle Spear. And yeah, so still a threat, still something I got to prep for, but luckily I got a Fortress, so it's definitely something on that front. He's got TERA EXCADRILL if he didn't have enough offense. TERA EXCADRILL is an X-Mon with GRENINJA as his 3rd pick. An insane top 3, right? Insane offensive pressure. Then it backs it up with Slowking for a bit of slow pivot. Also got Iron Moth there for more offense. Then it picks up some sand with T-Tar, TERA Bramble Gas for a defensive/offensive option, Rabombi for webs, Alolan Sand Slash to take advantage of that snow, and then Owl Creamy as a final mon. So yeah, threatening team, very scary team. So I'm going to show you guys what I kind of came up with. I looked at Yubby's team and he does not have an answer for Ogerpon. So that is going to be my first mon, is Ella, the Ogerpon Heartflame, running max speed, max attack. No messing about this week. Ivy Cudgel, Power Whip, Stomping Tantrum, Trailblaze. This 3 moves hits the entire team. And I'm looking to get a late game going with this Ogerpon. I think it looks really solid in the late game. The only thing that kind of threatens it is sand. That's the only thing that really offensively pressures it. If I can get a Trailblaze up. So yeah, and I think I can get a Trailblaze up versus a lot of Yubby's team. If I can find the right situations, I think Ogerpon definitely do something. If he does bring sand, I may have to use this as an early game option. But we can kind of see how the game goes and kind of go from there. So yeah, like I said, the combination of these moves, obviously I've got Stomping Tantrum for the Iron Moth, and also if the Bramble Gas is TERA Fire, it covers that too. I could see Bramble Bait potentially being something like TERA Dragon. I think that could be something that definitely happens in this game, as it can check Urshifu somewhat, and it can check obviously Ella's stabs. So yeah, maybe something on that end, but obviously he's got a TERA EXCADRILL. It's always going to be the favorite to TERA. So yeah, looking forward to seeing how Ella puts up this week. Obviously the speed is to speed tie with Iron Moth in case that situation comes up. I want to have that, and I want to be the one that, if he decides to creep something else, I want to be able to have that guaranteed outspeed. So yeah, next up we've got V-Drive, the Vital Vault. We're bringing webs to kind of counteract the sand a little bit here. Rocket Terra Ghost to potentially block a spin from Drill in the late game and keep those webs up, and try and counteract the sand, like I say. If I can get Trailblaze up and get webs up too, obviously I outspeed Excadrill then under sand, which is brilliant. So yeah, Rocket Sticky Web, Endure, Bug Buzz, and Mudshot. With the Custat Berry this week, rocking 248 HP, 4 defense, 136 special attack, and 120 speed F. With this, we 3 KO most KYUREM sets, depending on his spread. If he's like really full Spadef AV, we don't 3 KO it, but I think anything else we pretty much do. We 3 KO extra with Mudshot too, obviously without Terra, but if he does Terra, then I've got Bug Buzz. So if it's something like Terra Ground or something like that, if it's Terra Flying, then that's very scary. But I'm not too sure if I 100% see Terra Flying this week, as obviously Vikavolt, he's not going to stay in with Terra Flying versus a Vikavolt. So yeah, Mudshot obviously also has that speed control too, which I thought was really nice, again, to kind of counteract the sand a little bit and to counteract some of his faster threats like Greninja, Iron Moth, etc. So yeah, I think Vikavolt looks really solid. again, a sort of a mid to late game option with the webs. The only one, obviously, I don't really do too much damage to is Rabombi. So if it's Quiver Dance or something like that, actually could be a little bit of a threat. But I do have another one in the back, which should be able to take on most Rabombis. So yeah, next up we have got Darkrai. We're bringing Darkrai again this week. Rocking heavy duty boots. This is my second late game kind of cleaner opportunity. Rocking boots to counteract if he brings webs himself. Obviously, Darkrai says no to that, and I get to keep my speed, which is brilliant and definitely something I need. Just rocking max speed. I think Rabombi's base 123, something like that, so I thought I may as well just keep it max speed and go from there. Rocking 132 special attack as we 2-hit KO, I believe, near enough everything on Yubby's team. The only thing we don't is the Alcremie, which will need a nasty plot up to it KO that one. So yeah, but you know, Alcremie's got a very strange matchup here. I've got Fortress, I've got Monkey Dory, I've got Ogerpon, so not too sure if I see Alcremie this game, but if it does, then you know, I've got some options for it. Yeah, other than that, I 2-hit KO everything on Yubby's team. And once I get a nasty plot up, this mon goes crazy versus his team. If I can get the webs up and I can kind of deal with the sand on that front, I'm looking very strong. You know, he doesn't really have a lot of defensive pivots for this thing. So maybe Bramble will be a defensive Terra for Darkrai, or Excadrill might be like AV with defensive Terra. I don't know. I'm not too sure what his answer is going to be for Darkrai in particular, as it does outspeed all of his offense that isn't boosted. So yeah, we'll see how that goes, but definitely looking forward to bringing back Darkrai. Definitely think it's got a really solid chance to do some stuff here. Next up, we have got Protected Pads Urshifu, not Punching Glove this week. We're rocking Surgery Strikes, Close Combat, U-Turn, and Aqua Jet with 80 attack, 184 attack, 80 HP, 4 defense, 240 Jolly. This is enough speed to outspeed the KYUREM if it's max speed, which I didn't potentially need, but you know, just in case, you know, this is playoffs, man. I don't want to take any risk whatsoever. And you know, it potentially catches off anything that's aggressively speed creeping something else. So yeah, we are rocking Surge Strike, CC, U-Turn, and Aqua Jet. I went through a couple of movesets with this mon. I did have Punching Glove on at one point, but I decided I had Ice Punch, Thunder Punch, Punching Glove with Surge Strike, CC, but I decided I think the U-Turn was better overall, as I wanted Aqua Jet as priority, kind of for stuff like Iron Moth. If it was a potential setup set, I don't think it can really set up versus a lot of my team, but if he was like a Resist Berry and got an Agility up and I needed some sort of priority, I have my Aqua Jet there. It also helps with stuff like Rabombi, Drill. It looked good into a lot of Yubby's team. Like I say, Drill could be a defensive Terra to go against Aqua Jet. Something like Terra Water could be an option, but then it's weak to Ogerpon's grass moves. So yeah, it's kind of seeing what plays out in that front, but I do think Terra Ground Earthquake just makes so much sense into my team. It's really strong. You know, my only ground immunities are my last 3 mons, which 2 of them are Mischievous and Vullaby. So yeah, I definitely think Aqua Jet was something I definitely need to have just in case Drill got out of hand this game. So yeah, Surge Strikes, CC, and U-Turn. U-Turn to potentially catch a Slowking on switching and getting something like my Ogerpon or my Darkrai to offensively pressure Yubby's team. For that reason alone, I'm not 100% expecting Slowking, or like it's going to be Bramble or Slowking. I don't think he's bringing both. So yeah, looking forward to that. Yeah, this mon again has a really solid matchup offensively. It doesn't really die to any one hit from Yubby's team, so we'll see how Urshifu plays out this week. Next up, we have got Brother Obo, the Life Orb Monkey Dory. This is actually going to be my lead this week to counteract a potential Rabombi lead. Knocking Sludge Wave, Focus Blast, Psyshock, and Trailblaze with Terra Fighting this week. 236 speed, Modest. This is enough speed to outspeed. I want to say it's Drill. I think it's Drill. With 56 HP, 208 special attack, Modest Nature with 8 speed def. This mon goes crazy offensively into Yubby's team. Both late, mid to late and early game, I think it is going to be my lead in most cases. I don't really see a situation where it's not going to be. Maybe if Slowking makes an appearance, I won't lead with it and kind of get up webs and trying to go for a late game. If I don't see Rabombi, I mean, that's huge in terms of getting webs up and going for something late game. With this mon in particular, yeah, the combination of Sludge Wave, Focus Blast, and Side Shock does a number to Yubby's team if that Slowking isn't Spadef, or he doesn't have another Spadef piece to go along with that. TERA Fighting Focus Blast is there for KYUREM. It also kills T-Tar. And yeah, I think overall it just looks really solid into Yubby's team. I think it's a very free click. And even if he does go Slowking, I've got Toxic Chain to potentially catch a poison on that too. So yeah, I think this mon can go crazy this game. So I think my offense is looking really solid here in particular. But, you know, Yubby does have a lot of offense himself, and that sand core is definitely scary. Next up, and last but not least, we've got Thugs the Fortress, rocking 168 HP, 88 defense, relaxed nature with 252 Spadef. This is to cover a Life Orb special KYUREM. We're rocking Rapid Spin, Heavy Slam, Body Press, and T-Wave. I went through a couple of things on this mon in particular. I did have spikes on this at one point. I had Pain Split. But I decided T-Wave and Heavy Slam plus Body Press was my best way to go about things. As if Rabombi is Quiver Dance, I don't have too many options for it once it gets one up. So I think having the Heavy Slam there for that coverage is definitely nice to have. It also hits Brambleghast a bit harder, which is definitely also nice, as I do need that mon chipped for something like Urshifu late game. Even Darkrai and Ogerpon, I need some sort of damage on it. Obviously, if it's Terra as well, it doesn't help the situation, so I need some damage. T-Wave is there to slow down his threats like Gren, KYUREM, Iron Moth, T-Tar, Bramble, Rabombi, Sandslash. T-Wave looks so good into his team. The only mon it doesn't hit is Excadrill, which Fortress can somewhat take on or get the damage off that I need on it. So yeah, I think Fortress is a nice piece to end this team, kind of just a glue to the team. Rapid Spin to potentially get rid of webs if I have the opportunity to, and then if I get my webs up, it's just looking insane. So yeah, rocking lefties again to take on a Life Orb, especially offensive KYUREM. This is the thing, like, even though it's got like Scale Shot set, I have got a Fortress, so he might run some sort of like Specs Earth Power set or Life Orb Earth Power to kind of catch my Fortress off guard. So I definitely don't want to be caught off guard with that in particular. So yeah, that is going to be my team for the quarterfinals of JJDL. We are going for this Ogerpon late game. But we will see how the game goes. You know, Yubby's got a very scary offensive team, and it's not going to be an easy task for our first round. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. I forgot to mention as well, the Monkey Dory is to kind of pressure the KYUREM Black in particular. I need damage on that for my Ogerpon late game. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching the team builder, and I'll let you guys get into the battle. Enjoy. Hey guys, it's DarudeLeafStorm here, and I'm here with round 1 of playoffs, aka quarterfinals of JJDL, and in this round we are taking on the one and only BrotherYubby and the Boston Red Sky. God, nearly got that one wrong. And yeah, so first things first, this is going to be post-com this game. A couple of things happened mid-game that, you know, I couldn't edit it out, basically. My commentary wasn't the best, so I thought I'd post-com this for you guys. And yeah, I've got myself in my ear. Obviously, you can't hear that, but bringing the full a bit there as well. But I've got myself in my ear. I can get kind of my thought process behind things. And yeah, obviously, should have seen the team builder before this, but just to go over it quickly, I'm bringing Life Orb, Terra Fighting Monkey Dory. I'm bringing Ogerpon Halflame, Pads, Urshifu, Boots, Darkrai, Custap Berry, Vikavolt, Bulky Fortress. And then we see what Yubby's bringing. So Yubby's bringing Gren, Rabombi, Drill, Brambleghast, Iron Moth, and KYUREM. So no sand is the first thing that I immediately noticed about this team. Yeah, I thought that was a big threat to my team, and I'm very happy not to see sand, to be honest with you. So immediately I'm thinking Drill is probably going to be Choice Scarf this game, as without it, it kind of gets pressured by a lot on my offense. So Even though he has got webs, I think Scarf should definitely be the item choice on Drill. And yeah, we did find out that the Excadrill is Terra Ground also before this game. So we lead off with our Monkey Dory as we see Gren lead. Now, I kind of, so basically, I'm in a position where he knows I'm Terra fighting, right? You know, I've got an Urshifu in the back, and which is an obvious switch in, right, to this Gren. So my thought process is here, yes, this is probably the worst lead that could have happened for me in this particular matchup. However, I'm thinking, you know what? I'm just going to click Trailblaze. My other option was to click an attack here, but I felt overall Trailblaze was my best choice. As if he clicks an attacking move, I don't die to 2, except from obviously Dark Pulse. I think Dark Pulse does KO me, but he has to fear that I'm Scarf, right? And he knows nothing about my Monkey Dory so far. So we do see the U-turn come off, and it does a tremendous amount to Monkey, seeing that he's Life Orb. And I believe he was also physically offensive after this. It's like I say, that U-turn did massive damage. Obviously, he's not Protean, so it's not the stab that does the extra damage. So yeah, I didn't necessarily realize that it was physical in the game. I just thought that it did so much because he was Life Orb. But no, it makes a ton of sense. He is actually physically offensive Gren this game with Life Orb. And also we saw from the name, and obviously after the ability got used, after the move got used, the ability is Battle Bond this game. So it's something else I've got to look out for a late game threat. Obviously I'm going for the Trailblaze here. This means I outspeed Rabombi if for some reason it comes in. I outspeed Drill on the next turn if it's Scarfed, which I think he could possibly go into Drill. However, obviously, I do have a Focus Blast ready and waiting. Yeah, I think this is a tough play for Yubby. I wasn't really sure what to do, and I felt like Trailblaze overall covered every switching he could do. I do have the Toxic Chain as well, so whatever comes in, it potentially has a chance to get Toxic Chained. So we do see KYUREM come in, and this is my 1-mon that I need weakened. So I'm just going to pause this real quick and just kind of go over what my thought process was behind this game in particular. So basically this game, it was all about Ogerpon, right? I looked at Yubby's team, and he did not really have a switch into Ogerpon. So I am Trailblaze 3 attacks, so my game plan is to basically get Ogerpon in a position where it can win late game, whether that be the use of webs, whether that be the use of me getting a Trailblaze up. Also Darkrai is my backup option for late game. So we see KYUREM come in here, and the only thing that actually can take a hit from this KYUREM, from my Ogerpon, is this KYUREM. I can't remember if his Bramble was Terra, actually. I can't remember. I can't remember if his Bramble was Terra. But yes, so I decided to go for the Terrifying Focus Blast here. Psyshock, depending on his spread, wasn't doing enough to where Ivy Cudgel would kill it right after. So I felt like if I was going to go for the damage or the kill, now's the time. This should kill most KYUREM sets. I think unless he's like AV Spadef, this doesn't kill that, but like I say, most KYUREM sets, this Focus Blast is going to annihilate it. And I have a +1 Monkey Dory right now in front of his team. I know his Gren's not Scarfed, so Rabombi is the only thing that outspeeds me if it's Scarfed. So I am going to go for the Terra Fighting here, and I'm fingers, toes, everything crossed that we hit this Focus Blast, because it's big for late game, right? It's going to be massive, and we miss the Focus Blast. Yubby goes for the Fusion Ball, and Monkey Dory goes down. Now, after the game, we obviously shared spreads and stuff, and this KYUREM was in fact AV and quite Spadef. However, the damage was so important for an Ogerpon late game. It is unbelievable. So, definitely felt a little bit deflated after that, because now obviously I don't know the Terra. I don't know what kind of set I'm dealing with. I don't know what KYUREM I'm dealing with. It's a whole situation from this point on, just because, you know, I know it's a Focus Blast, but still, it's very, very frustrating. And I was very sad. I was a very sad boy, okay? Oh, Bramble Gas was TERA Fire. Just to put you guys out, it was TERA and it was TERA Fire. I've just checked our DMs. But I do have the Snobby Tantrum on the Ogerpon, so I'm not too stressed about that in particular. So here, I obviously go out into my Urshifu. I actually regretted this as soon as I clicked it because I thought, what if this mon Scarf? But at the same time, he's got to respect my Scarf, right? So have to go for the CC here. Like I said, I need the damage on this KYUREM. I need it as much as possible. So yeah, Bramble was an obvious play, but at the same time, if he stayed in, went for the Fusion Bolt, didn't kill me, and I got off that CC damage, that is huge for late game. Again, for Darkrai and for Ogerpon. So yeah, I am going to go for the U-turn here, as I do outspeed every Bramble Gas except from Scarfed, and I'm fully expecting Rocky Helmet here. Makes sense, I have an Urshifu, and this is his main Urshifu switch-in, so it makes sense if this is Helmet. So I am going to go for the U-turn on this turn, and yeah, I'm feeling a little bit deflated right now. I can hear it in my ear. You know, Monkey Dory got destroyed and only hit Trailblaze. That was it. That's all that one did, and it was so good offensively into my friend's team. So Yubby is going to go for the Poltergeist and miss, which is, you know, something for us. Definitely something. It wouldn't have done a tremendous amount, but it's damage at the end of the day. So yeah, so obviously I know that this Bramble is TERA Fire. However, I think TERA Ground Drill is a much bigger threat here. And you know what? If he wants to use his TERA Fire on Bramble, great. I get it out the way. Urshifu looks insanely better. And Ogerpon, I can now know I can definitely click Stomping Tantrum versus this mon. So I'm willing to get rid of Fortress basically to force a Terror on this mon. So goes to the Poltergeist here as I go for a T-Wave. Getting a T-Wave on this is really nice. However, we do miss. So we aren't going to get that either. Yeah, the win cons that I'm trying to go for is not working for us so far, but that's okay. So yeah, I am going to go into Darkrai here on an aggressive Poltergeist switch in. It's going to do a lot. However, I need to start just getting some damage on these mons because I don't want to sit in versus this mon now and take another Poltergeist and get my T-Wave off, as then I don't become a check at all to KYUREM. And yes, I was willing to sacrifice the Terror on this mon to lose my defensive check to KYUREM, but now I know he's going for Poltergeist. I can get out to my Darkrai. Obviously does a solid amount, you know, Darkrai is pretty frail. And Bramble Gas is surprisingly strong. So here, I have a couple of things that I can do. You know, I've got the Side Shock in case I want to predict Rabombi, which is definitely something that I'm considering, because I think Rabombi is his only switch in. I mean, he could make an aggressive double out into Gren, but now that I know he's Life Orb, I've got Focus Blast ready. So if he wants to go for into Gren, I can click Focus Blast on the next turn. I was so close to clicking Side Shock here, but I decided overall my best play is to just go for the Dark Pulse. At the end of the day, I don't know his Rabombi. Yeah, I don't know what kind of Rabombi that is. So yeah, I am going to go for the Dark Pulse and kind of see what's going on. You know, I've got Fori still in the back for Rabombi, so I'm not too stressed about that. As Rabombi is going to go in, the prettiest shiny, honestly, unbelievable. Go for the Dark Pulse, and we get a nice crit on this. Now, this puts me in a situation where, yes, I've got Fortress in the back, I've got Ogerpon back there too. So I've got two pretty decent switch-ins to this mon. Obviously, if he goes for Bug Buzz, then Fortress, Ogerpon isn't exactly the best switch-in. And Side Shot can potentially kill this Rabombi depending on his investment from this range. I decide, you know, an aggressive play could be Webs. You could click U-turn here also. So I'm going to go for the Side Shock. At the end of the day, I outspeed every Rabombi except from Scarfed. He might think I'm Scarfed. Go for a U-turn on an aggressive play. Yubby catches me here, doesn't over predict, goes for the Moonblast, and down goes Darkrai, one of my endgame options here. However, I see this as an opportunity. I think, you know what? I know he's Choice Scarf now. I get to bring in my Ella and do some damage to this team. Like I say, Yubby does not have a switch in. The Bramble Gas hasn't terrored, so it's not fire type. This Rabombi I know is Scarf, so it's not going to do any damage to me with Moonblast. The only mon that can take hits from this right now is KYUREM. And KYUREM can't necessarily kill me in one hit. Obviously, depending on what kind of KYUREM this is, I don't know what kind it is. I mean, it could be banded at this point. It could be Scarf. Like, I don't know anything about the KYUREM, obviously, not being able to get the intel earlier on. So, out goes Buzzy the Rabombi. And in comes Frisbee, which is going to be the Iron Moth. This play makes a lot of sense too. I am going to go for the Trailblaze. I see no booster on this mon, which is huge. And yeah, I am running max speed Ogerpon here. So I decide, you know what? This is honestly risky, as if this Iron Moth is Scarfed and he's running max speed too and goes for a Sludge Wave and I lose my Ogerpon, not great. But I am going to go for the Stomping Tantrum. I am going to take that risk, and it is going to pay off for us here, which is very, very nice. I actually can't remember if Yubby was Scarfed or not. I don't believe he was, but let me just double check, because if so, that's a bigger turn than I'm actually giving that credit for. Let me have a little look. See. No, so it was actually Pasho Berry. So yes, that turn definitely works out for us here. Also, I know that Rabombi's Scarfed, so I'm thinking, is he going to run Scarf Rabombi and Scarf Iron Moth? Chances are no. I felt like there was more chances that works out in my favor. At the end of the day, I'm really behind at this point, so I need to start getting rid of some things. I also didn't really have a switch into Iron Moth from that point, so I decided it was in my best interest to do that, and like I say, it did work out for us here. So yeah, in comes Big Bad KYUREM Black. Again, I don't know anything about this mon at this point, so I decide, you know what? Gonna go out into Furry. I want to keep Ogerpon healthy. Ogerpon is a really solid chance, especially now that I know that Rabombi's Scarfed. That slightly works in my favor, as now I know if he clicks the wrong move with that Rabombi and I get my Ogerpon back in, it's a free Trailblaze for myself. So, yeah, you know what? It's not great. I'm not in a great position, I can't lie, as this KYUREM is a massive, massive threat to me. So I am going to go out into Fortress. This KYUREM expecting maybe an Ice Beam, and Yubby goes for Outrage. Now, my eyes, like this, widened to a crazy amount, as this allows me to get some body press damage on this KYUREM, and this body press damage is what I need for Ivy Cudgel to potentially kill later on in the game. Let me just double check how much Ivy Cudgel actually does, but I know it was a decent amount, and any chip that I can get on this mon is definitely needed. So we are going to be able to take the second Outrage. He's also not going to get confused by this, which means that he's going to be locked in for another turn. This means I can get another body press off and get the exact damage that I need for my Ogerpon to guarantee take on this KYUREM Black, which is massive. Like, this is a big, big turn for me right now. I also see that he has got some sort of defense investment, as my Fortress is... hold on, sorry. Let me just double check. Oh, I'm 88. 88 defense. Okay, yeah, so it's kind of a roll on offensive KYUREM, but obviously body press. Yeah, it could be anything, really, this KYUREM at this point. But yeah, we do get the damage that we need with the body presses, which is massive. That is huge, as now KYUREM's guaranteed in range of Ivy Cudgel, and I go for the T-Wave here, expecting a swap out into something, and we do catch the Bramble Gas, which is nice. It's a nice one to get paralyzed. We are going to get some more lefties recovery with our Fortress, which is lovely. I actually can't remember what I go for here. Maybe I just go for a heavy slam, which I do, as you do see. Yubby is going to go for a poltergeist with John, and it's not quite going to take out our fortress, which means we get some really nice damage on this Brambleghast too, and we actually die to Rocky Helmet. This means the Bramble can't heal at this point with any strength sap or anything like that. And yeah, we do see that obviously is Rocky Helmet, which we fully expected. A Rocky Helmet here. It just made a lot of sense into my team, obviously with me having a Urshifu. So yeah, I'm kind of looking at my team right now and the pieces I've got left. I've got Urshifu, which looks okay. It looks fine. You know, Jet late game is good for Rabombi, so it's definitely something to keep in mind here. And I'm thinking about what my best play is, and I'm trying to think. So obviously I've got Ogerpon there, ready to go. However, Yubby does have the Gren in the back, and if that Gren is Sludge Wave, I can't remember if it Okos my Ogerpon, but it does a lot of damage to it either way. It probably does just Oko it, to be fair. But, you know, he's got Life Orb Gren, which outspeeds me in the back. So I decide to go out into my Vikavolt. Yes, Life Orb. Oh no, that's Protean. Battle Bond. Okay, so Sludge Wave didn't Oko me. So maybe my best play was to go out into the... No, because he could U-turn. Gunk Shot, because he's physical. Yeah, so Gunk Shot had a chance to KO. Well, actually does just straight up KO me, knowing that he's Life Orb. So I decided to go into Vikavolt here. This is because Vikavolt doesn't die to anything that is Rabombi or his Gran wants to go for. I'm going to go for the Bug Buzz, and we're going to knock out Brambleghast. So that is big. I'm starting to, like, kind of look at this and think, okay, this is something. And also, I don't know what set his drill is yet. Obviously, I'm expecting Scarf. So if he is Scarf Drill, and he is the Terra Ground set, obviously, Ogerpon just dies to that, and I have to, yeah. So I didn't feel ready for Ogerpon yet. And I wanted to get my webs up to kind of guarantee, you know, I outspeed Rabombi after a Trailblaze. That would be brilliant if I can get that up. And obviously that I outspeed Gren, which is the more important thing. So here after the Bug Buzz, I obviously couldn't click webs there in case he spammed Spin. I just didn't think that that was my best route to go, because obviously chips me down. And like I say, I don't die to anything that comes in next. So I thought this was really important for me. I've also got Mudshot on my Vikavolt, so if he does bring in Drill, he can't just set up SD for free if he's not Scarfed. I can just spam Mudshot, get the speed drops that I need, and then obviously I've got Ogerpon in the back, and hopefully the Drill is in range by then, and I can get a Trailblaze off on it. So here we go. So I'm gonna see the Rabombi come in. I'm thinking, you're Scarfed. You don't kill me with any one hit. I'm gonna get my webs up. Yubby does the exact same thing and gets the webs up right here, which is, yeah, puts a damper on my end game for sure. I'm thinking, this is a tough one. As obviously the webs counteract. So I'm thinking, right, well, I need to stick with my game plan. I need a Trailblaze up. That's the only way that I can do stuff here. I need to keep Ogerpon healthy enough to live a hit from this Rabombi. And yeah, I need to get my Trailblaze. That's the way I can win this game. So here I am going to go for the Mudshot. This covers the extra drill coming in. If Rabombi wants to sit here and spam Sticky Web and obviously kill that. If Gren comes in, I get a really nice amount of damage on it with the Mudshot. And let's be frank, I don't think he's switching Gren in here. I could definitely see Drill coming in on an aggressive play. However, he does decide to just sack KYUREM, which in the game I completely forgot about. But he did have KYUREM as a sack, which definitely was the correct play to sack KYUREM in this situation. So yeah, down goes KYUREM to the Mudshot. which is massive. We do obviously reveal that too. I was really hoping I'd see an Excadrill on that point. Like I say, I forgot about KYUREM as a sack, so I was everything again crossed for that Excadrill to come in and for me to get the damage off on it. As right now, obviously I've got to kind of predict if it is an Ogerpon versus Excadrill situation. Is he going to TERA? Is he not? That's the big one, because obviously if I go for Ivy Cudgel and he doesn't TERA, Ivy Cudgel annihilates this mon. If I go for Cudgel and he does TERA, it does not kill Drill. So, you know, I'm doing the calcs, and Power Whip has a chance to kill Drill without TERA. So it's definitely something I'm keeping in mind within the late game. I've got all my calcs ready. I see the end game of Ogerpon, but it's how I get there, because this Gren and this Drill are looking insanely scary in this late game. And this Rabombi with its speed control, if my Ogerpon dies or gets weakened enough, this Rabombi has a chance to just clean up this game for sure, as I've not quite got enough damage for it to die to Jet from Urshifu. So here we've got the Rabombi versus Vikavolt matchup again, and I'm thinking, what's the idea here? What's the plan? As I'm thinking, you know, Vikavolt can still take a hit from both Drill and the Gren. So I'm thinking, do I save Vikavolt? Like, what's my plan? So here I decide Urshifu and what's the Pokemon called? Urshifu and Ogerpon are going to be my endgame. You know, I've got Custap available on this mon too, so I'm thinking if you can get me low enough to where my Custap can go, that could be really big. As we do see that the Rabombi locks itself into Bug Buzz here over Moonblast, which makes sense, you know. Yubby doesn't want me going into my Ogerpon at any point. If I clicked Volt Switch or something this turn, he doesn't know my full moveset. So if I click Volt Switch and got in my Ogerpon, the game was practically over from there. As I would have been able to click Trailblaze, I outspeed Gren at that point, and then I just got to get the move right on Excadrill, and I'm in a winning situation from that point. So here I decide to make the play out into Urshifu. There's no double that really covers this as a play. You know, like I say, he's got Drill and Gren in the back as his last two pieces. So either way, I get I think I can pretty much net a kill with my Urshifu. So I am going to go right into it. And I'm thinking about my plays here. We do see the Bug Buzz come off, and it's not going to do a tremendous amount. Obviously, we do underspeed the Rabombi here. However, obviously, after another Bug Buzz, I'm in range of a lot of things. So this is an important turn here, right? After the Bug Buzz from Rabombi, I'm in range of a lot of his attacks now with Urshifu, as the Bug Buzz did a lot more than, to be fair, I was kind of expecting. I didn't calc or anything, but Rabombi's not a weak mon. It's not a weak mon at the end of the day. So obviously, if the Gren is physical, which I should have known, but obviously I didn't really calc the U-turn at the start, which I should have done for sure. But you know, now I'm in range of Drill. If it's, like I say, if it's Scarfed, obviously it outspeeds me, and it can go for the Terra Ground Earthquake and knock me out. Gren, if he's Life Orb Gunk Shot, it doesn't do a tremendous amount to me, to be fair. It does 39 to 47, but after this next Bug Buzz, you know, it's a roll, and then obviously he's got poison and things like that. So I'm looking at my game plan, and I'm thinking, I think I click U-turn here. You know, also, if his Drill is not, or if it's like Scarf Spin, that could also be a endgame losing scenario for me, as it gets Gren in. But then again, I guess he can't kill Vikavolt, so yeah. Anyway, I decide, you know what? If it's any time, it's now. I'm going to U-turn with my Urshifu. I'm going to get a free switch into my Ella, my Ogerpon, and I'm looking at the calcs, and I'm calcing Rabombi, and you know, I'm like, is this really the right time? Bug Buzz does 40 to 48. as you can see, it does not 2-hit KO me here. I get my Trailblaze up. We knock out Rabombi, which is even better. I'm now out of range of... I'm not in range of any like mixed Water Shuriken Gren to get his Battle Bond, which would have been very cheeky. And yeah, the only thing that is standing in my way at this current moment is the Excadrill, right? Which comes in. So I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, what's my play, right? What's my play that can kind of guarantee me something here? And now that I'm thinking about it, maybe I did the wrong one. Maybe I did the wrong one. Okay, I'll run it through with you guys. So, obviously, the thingy is here, Terra or no Terra. What is he gonna do? He also, to be fair, he doesn't know if I've got another grass type move. Yeah, so chances are he's probably gonna Terra, right? I've obviously got Cudgel and I've got Power Whip. Now, Power Whip would easily be Wood Hammer, so it's like that's 100% guaranteed hitting move. So obviously on my side, my thought is, do I want to risk the Power Whip miss or do I want to get guaranteed damage off with Cudgel? Now, I probably should have gone for the Cudgel now that I'm thinking about it, as I have Urshifu in the back. You know, I think I'm at 124 in my Urshifu. I also think I ran a decently bulky Shifu. Or I might have gone speedy. I can't remember which one I went for. So I went for 88 HP. But like I say, in the back of my head, I'm still thinking extra sensory. I'm thinking like worst case scenario Gren, right? Obviously, I've not figured out that he's physically offensive, which is definitely on me. I just got caught up in the game, you know how it works. So Gunk Shot from Battle Bond to Urshifu. I think we count and it did 39%, right? So was that 122? Yeah, so Gunk Shot does kill me. And then obviously I've got Vikavolt in the back too, which, you know, it's a case of if he goes for Gunk Shot, will he get the poison? And like I say, could be a mixed set with Water Shuriken and then I lose the game from that point. So, in case you haven't figured out, I decided to go for the Power Whip. Like I say, has a really good shot of just killing this mon. If he doesn't Terra, and then if he does Terra, obviously it's a guaranteed kill. I just have to land. That is the only thing that kind of prevents me from winning this game right now. Is if I do get the miss. So yeah, we are going to see the Terra coming from the drill. And I connect the Power Whip. And at this point, I'm like, what is happening right now? As I wouldn't say I checked out, but I definitely kind of was stressed here at this point. I also got a little bit of a live comm. Hold on. Oh god, it's stopped on me now. Okay. So I'm gonna leave you guys with this next bit, as I think I may go live from this point. If not, I'll be right back. But yeah, I'll leave you guys for this next bit for my reaction to this moment in particular. So yeah, have fun with this one.
Brent comes in. Gets caught by the webs. We click Trailblaze. I'm not risking missing another move this game. Please, Ella. Please. Please. Oh my god. Oh my god. I did not think I was going to win this game. GG's to Yubby. Wow. We really had to like focus up and position ourselves at the end. Yeah, I think after I let Darkrai go down, I was like, wow, this game's looking very bleak for me right now. Oh my god. Okay, so things to look back on. at this game. I can actually put my webcam back on now. Sorry guys, people are coming in and out of the room, you see. So okay, so obviously the miss on the focus blast was massive, game changing actually. It meant that Ella couldn't do that a lot sooner, but and obviously I lost my Monkey Dory, which was really threatening Yubby early on. Like, if I would have killed that KYUREM, I don't know what, I mean, he had a scarfed Rabombi, I guess, but then I guess I would have known that it was scarfed, and then it would have been a whole situation. But other than that, I don't think I should have sat my Darkrai. I stand by my reasoning why I sat Darkrai, and because I got that crit on the Dark Pulse, if I clicked Side Shot, it killed Rabombi from that range. So if I could play that game without webs potentially, then that was a big win for me, because I would get my webs up, he wouldn't have his up. So I do stand by that play a little bit, but I think Scarf Rabombi was slightly obvious with the team that he had brought, especially seeing that Gren was Life Orb. I think I probably should have at least scouted for it, but again, I see my reasoning why I didn't. It allowed me to go into Ogerpon and break anyway, so I guess that wasn't the worst thing. But yeah, GG Yubby, man. A really solid run, really nice run from Yubby, and a very scary team. TERA EXCADRILL is wild, but wow, we move on to the next round. Thank you guys so much for watching. So yeah, as you can see, I was very shocked. I was flustered by this game. But yeah, guys, we are moving on to the semi-finals in JJDL, and we are going to take on Jesse, who we did beat week 1. However, we used Specs Florges. But it's not gonna be an easy task to get by Jesse once again with that Terra Superior. It's not gonna be a fun one. No, I'm sure it will be. And yeah, like I say, guys, this was mental that I won this game. But it just goes to show you that it's not over until that final bell, that final mon goes down. So yeah, we are moving on to the semi-finals, and I'm so proud. You know, that's a big achievement. So yeah, now, you know, we're gunning for that title. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching this week of JJDL. If you did enjoy, please like and subscribe. It definitely helps a lot. And you know, we've been gaining some traction recently. And yeah, it's really nice to see. So thank you guys so much for watching. It's been DarudeLeafStorm, and I'll see you all later. Bye, guys.